hand and been recognized. Is there any? Okay, we've got one. And you're the representing Congressman John Rhodes, is that right? Running for in the Republican primary for governor. Okay. Would you like to come up and just give us a 10-minute talk? I'm warning you, she's going to that.
You got 30 seconds.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for gathering here. My name's Ethan Hall. I'm originally from Henderson County, so it really makes me proud to come back and see that there are such a strong base of Republicans here that are trying to make this community and keep it the great place that I know and love. I'm here representing Congressman John Rhodes. He's running for governor for the great state of Tennessee. I know name recognition over here in West is kind of small for the congressman, and I just want to take this time to say that I will be in the back at the end of this program, and I would love nothing more to have a conversation with you and help to answer any questions that you may have about the congressman and his ideas to bring this state forward. We'll say he's an 8th generation farmer and a Tennessean. He has got the rural communities at the front of his mind, and he is a person that will genuinely listen to you and take any considerations you have to the Capitol. So I won't take any more of the time. You won't have to bail me too hard here. I'll be in the back, and I'll be more than happy to speak with you and answer any questions. Thank you for your time.
Our next part of the program will be candidates for county mayor. Here are the requirements for county mayor and what is expected. The county mayor is expected to provide leadership and direction in most policy areas, ensuring the county operates efficiently. The mayor, is that me? Okay, sorry. The mayor serves as chief executive officer. The mayor is responsible for appointing members of the county boards and commissions with confirmation from the county legislative body. The mayor is also the accounting officer with the chief financial officer and oversees the county budget and property management. The mayor is a non-voting member of the county legislative body, participating in the county and the board meetings. The mayor has also had the option of serving as chairman of the commission. If the mayor chooses not to serve as chairman, then the mayor has the veto power over the action of the commission. Qualifications to be considered for a candidate for mayor is that must be at least 25 years old. They have to reside in the county following for 1 year prior to filing a nomination petition. And after the election, he cannot hold any other office for profit. So that is the requirements for the county mayor. Let me get my list here. How the opening statements start. At the beginning of the meeting, they all got to draw a number. Is my mic messing up?
A little bit.
Maybe. Can y'all hear me? Sir, you don't have to stick your thumb up that high back there. But you do have a gun on, so I'm going to leave it alone. All right, 2 thumbs up. There you go. Let you fix that. All right. Before we had the meeting in, the candidates all met and they drew numbers. And how we're doing this forum is this way. The opening statement, all 6 got a number. The first question, whoever was number 6 is probably going to go number 1. And we're going to rotate it down. So that way one person is not always stuck in the back. So we're going to rotate through this. So they each got a number. Hold on. I need my wife here. She tells me what to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break the numbers, so we're going to start letting everybody know who's going to start. Our first opening statement comes from Blake Mitchell.
Good evening, and thank you to everyone who is here tonight, and thank y'all for letting me come out. I'm actually not running on the Republican primary ballot in May. I'm running independent, so I appreciate y'all allowing me to come out and speak. My name's Blake Mitchell. I was born and raised here in Henderson County. Lived here my entire life. And I'm running for office because I believe Henderson County deserves leadership that is capable, principled, and prepared to meet the moment. My background has given me a unique set of tools to serve this county well. I earned my degree in accounting with minors in economics, finance, supply chain, and marketing. I later earned my law degree and bar license. I also hold a general contractor's license and have worked in large loss consulting and plan development and helped navigate complex property damage, construction, and recovery issues. I've worked for consulting for Fortune 500 companies, including General Motors and International Paper. In those roles, I've worked with over $100 million plus budgets in a division that spends roughly a little less than $1 billion in a year. That experience matters because county government requires more than good intentions. It requires someone who understands budgets, contracts, risks, infrastructure, operations, and how to solve difficult problems in the real world. I also believe deeply in the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Tennessee. I believe our rights come from God, not government. And the role of the public office is to protect the rights of the people and faithfully serve them. My vision for Henderson County is to bring our community back together, restore confidence in leadership, and begin seriously addressing our neglected infrastructure and public assets. From roads and highways to school and county buildings, we have real needs that cannot be ignored. The recent ice storm made one thing clear. This county needs leadership that understands damage, recovery, construction, insurance, and how to advocate effectively. I'm uniquely qualified to do that. I've built working relationships with state representatives and state and federal agencies, and I want to strengthen those relationships for the benefit of the people of Henderson County. We can do more together than we can apart. I'm not running to hold a title. I'm running to go to work to protect taxpayer interests, to rebuild what has been neglected, to restore trust in government, and to fight for Henderson County with the skill set and determination this job requires. That's why I'm asking for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Our second is Mr. Robbie McCready.
Good evening. Thank you guys for being here tonight, and I want to thank the participants online. Thank you for viewing in, and I ask you to pay very close attention because the county mayor position is a very important one. It's the highest elected official position in the county with no power. A little bit about my background. I'm a graduate of Bethel University with a criminal justice degree where I studied law enforcement, jail administration. I'm prior to law enforcement. I worked 7 years in the Lexington Police Department, worked hand in hand with the jail and law enforcement partners and agencies. In addition, I retired out of the military, 21 years of the human resources management. With that, I manage budgets, personnel issues, day-to-day operations, and understand personnel policies that affect us with insurance rates and understanding how that relates to our budget. Also, I was a public works director for the city of Lexington for 4 years, where I managed our fleet management, our parks, our buildings, our roads, our solid waste, our city garage. With that experience and what I have now, running in 2022, I made a few goals that I like to talk about. One goal was to create a countywide master plan. We did that by establishing our first planning commission in Henderson County government, where we stopped these large landowners, timber companies from coming in and do GIS overlays, where they undeveloped roads, undeveloped streets, undeveloped utilities. Now these have to meet standards. Expanded broadband partnerships. We were fortunate to have ARPA money to extend LexNet in Henderson County. However, partners of ours in the northern part of the county didn't have any options. So after we ensured that we utilized the monies here for Henderson County for LexNet, our partners with Southwest Electric, they didn't charge us any money for the hookup fee. So we took that remaining money and we did a public-private partnership with Spectrum And now the constituents in Roothammer Road on the north end of the county, they have internet high-speed access for their families, which helps establish education and rural health. We also improved our solid waste operations. We paved our main center, we put open-top containers at all our centers. That way you can dispose garbage waste at no cost to the Henderson County resident. In 2023, after our ice storm, we lost water. I organized a meeting with our utilities. As a result, we were awarded a $16 million water infrastructure project that brought water to the south end of the county, connecting Sardis to Scottsdale to Lexington to Sardis, and we're going to have a new water tower very soon. It's an honor to serve here, and with my experience, I'd like to continue to be your mayor.
Now we'll hear from Jacob Freeman, is that right? Feehan.
Good evening, everyone. I want to begin by taking the opportunity to just say I appreciate the fact that the newspaper and the Broadcasting Corporation were willing to put this event on. Something that I've told a lot of voters as I've been out canvassing neighborhoods and knocking doors is that it is unfair and irrational for us as politicians or us as aspiring politicians to ask for your vote without spending the time to explain what exactly it is that we stand for. And I will tell you that there are three major principles that I stand for that I want to take with me from the schoolhouse to the courthouse. Number one, I'm a lifelong Republican. I'm a lifelong conservative. The very first vote I ever cast was for Donald Trump in 2020. I'm very proud of that fact. I also voted for Donald Trump again in 2024. I voted for Marsha Blackburn to be our senator. I voted for Bill Lee to be our governor. I have voted Republican consistently because I believe the Republican Party does a much better job than most others in terms of sticking to the values that you and I know to be true and that you and I know to be important. We believe in minimizing government. We believe in maximizing freedom. We believe that each and every person has a sense of human dignity and deserves to be treated accordingly. We believe in those very precious words that our founding fathers said when they said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." That's what it means to be a conservative, and that's what it is that I'm going to do to make sure that as your leader, as your county mayor, I will preserve those principles, whatever the cost may be. Secondly, as your county mayor, I want to do everything I can in order to be available. Unfortunately, there are many people in many different positions in public life who are not always available. Sometimes you can't have meetings with them. Sometimes they don't answer their phones. I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those people that could be described as a self-servant rather than a public servant. It is my aspiration to always be available, to be present, to be visible. I want to be everywhere where the people are because I want to spend time with the constituents, with the voters of Henderson County, in order to listen to your concerns, in order to listen to any problems and understand how we can better make Henderson County the place that we want to live. I believe I've proven that by the fact that I've gone to over 1,000 different doors and knocked on each and every one of them, trying to meet as many voters as I can between now and May 5th. The last thing that I want everybody to keep in mind when they're casting their ballot is what kind of a person do you want to be at the helm of Henderson County? I promise you that as a school teacher, as a pastor, I have learned how important integrity truly is. And that's something that I want to take with me to a leadership position. Not for my own sake, not for the sake of anybody in this room specifically, but for the sake of all of Henderson County. Thank you.
He's good. Good.
Now we'll hear from Shelley Alexander.
Well, my name is Shelley Alexander. I'm from a small little city, Riggin, Tennessee. But God made me brave. And when He did that, He put something in me that I have to challenge it all. I am a small business owner. I'm a Henderson County, born, raised here. I've raised my kids here, and now my grandkids are growing here. I became the first president of the Tennessee Association of Professional Bail Agents. Huge honor for me. And now I'm reaching out because Henderson County deserves a strong woman. And I feel like I'm that woman. I won't back down, I won't turn around, I won't hide on it. I will answer my phone. I've proved that to 23 counties for 15 years, day or night. You need me, I'm here. You come to my office, you're gonna find me. Probably not looking like this. I'm real big on some jogging pants on Friday. But I'll be there, and I'll be working for you. Because that's how I was raised. I got my first job when I was 13. Had to wake my daddy up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take me to Dairy Queen. Still work every day right here in this county. And I plan to do that for you. My ears work as well as my mouth. If you want someone on your side taking care of you when you go to that ballot, Shelly Alexander, top on the list, and I make you top priority. Thank you.
Mr. Gary Ripple.
My name is Gary Ripple. I'm a lifelong resident of Henderson County, and I was even born in Henderson County at the Old Conger Clinic in 1955. I'm a foster parent. We raise foster kids. As a matter of fact, I attend the Well Church, and the Well Church usually has service every Wednesday night, first of the month. But because of spring break, they didn't have service tonight, or I would not have been here. Because I tell these kids, you need to go to church when it's over. And I would have been a hypocrite if I would have showed up tonight if the Well Church was over. We had 2 foster kids get saved last week. They're going to get baptized on Easter Sunday, this Sunday. And the children of this county need more to do. What do teenagers have to do in this county? They don't have a lot. And that's why a lot of them get in trouble. Also, we need to put more emphasis on fixing our roads, on taking care of our schools. Our infrastructure is going down. We need to put emphasis on that. But we need the money. Now, I don't know where our finance is set in this county. I have no idea. But if I get in there, if we can find the money, we're going to fix the roads, we're going to fix the schools, we're going to spend our money wisely, and we are going to quit wasting money if it's being wasted. I've got to look at all of it when I get in there. I've worked for the water department for 31 years. At one time, I was a manager of the water department. When I took over the water department, they had scored a 38 on the sanitary survey. 38 out of 100. When I took it over, I had to come up with a 5-year plan to fix that 38. And I worked with our engineers, got a grant for a filter plant, and the first year they came in and checked us, we raised up to a 69. Now, that's still not passing. But the next year they came in and checked us, we made an 86. And I have done budgets. And when I left the water department, we made 100. So I will work hard for y'all. I will take care of your taxpayer money. It's not my money. It's not the commissioner's money. The money belongs to taxpayers of Henderson County. And we will look at where the money is spent. And I will try to find money to fix our schools, fix our roads, and that's important to me. Thank you.
Darren McDaniel.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. My name is Darren McDaniel, and I'm running for Henderson County Mayor. I believe in the people of our county and the future we can build together. This is home. It's where we raise our families, support our schools, and work hard every day to provide a better life. I'm running on a simple but strong foundation. I want to bring more jobs to our county. I want to use taxpayers' money wisely, and I stand firm against raising taxes on hardworking families. Henderson County has so much potential, but we need leadership and focus on smart growth. That means recruiting new businesses, supporting local employees, creating opportunities that allow our young people to stay right here in Henderson County. I also believe we must be responsible with every dollar spent. Taxpayers deserve transparency. Another priority of mine is developing a multi-purpose facility for our county. This will be a place that brings people together and hosting events, supporting youth activities, creating opportunities for economic growth through tourism and community engagement. At the end of the day, I'm not running for a title, I'm running to serve you. I want to work for you, listen to you, and make decisions to move Henderson County forward. Thank you.
We're going to take a 1-minute break. I would ask you, if you've got your phone on, if you will put it to mute, or if you've got children playing a game, if they can either put it to their ear, if they got earbuds, put it to their earbuds, or the music sound on the game. We're getting a lot of hearing it up here. So just want to let you know, we're going for a 1-minute break.
1 minute is in line up. Dude. Feeding did good. Real good pizza. He's got a lot of fluff in it. He's a lot of damn fluff in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's bad about me. You're staying on point. Stay on point. Your ideas. He said there's a lot of fluff. Very well spoken.
Oh, yeah. Teaches English.
And he's Yankee. He's Yankee. Most of that.
But doesn't he remind you like Steve Irwin? Urkel. Remember Urkel? He's too stupid.
We used to be looking at all this things like, what could they do? He's acting so really good at selling.
Oh, obviously. Very well spoken.
Very well spoken.
But
He
if
didn't
you,
speak like that.
no, there's no meat to the conversation. It's just fluff. Right. That's what. Yeah, he would be.
Oh, that's what they do.
He'd be a good speechwriter.
Or premier or something like that.
Yes, he would be.
That's
He asked me on that he
What?
made the right use, yes. The question is, we don't know what's behind the curtain. I mean, how's the ego? Because the ego is fragile when you're dealing with somebody that can not accept the laws that well. But I thought I was in the bar. I thought I was waiting for the bar and ball to break out. No. I'm sorry, but they didn't know that.
And we're back.
No McCready. No way.
So, we're going to change the order up here just a little. So the first person to come up will be Mr. Darren McDaniel. He will come up and you have 2 minutes to answer the question. The question is what is your, as county mayor, what would your vision for the Henderson County's future, what do you see it be?
My vision for Henderson County is growth with purpose. I want to see a county where good paying jobs are available, where families can thrive without financial strain, and where our children can have opportunities right here at home. That starts with economic development by bringing new industries while supporting businesses we already have. We need to create an environment where companies want to invest and where workers are paid wages that reflect the value that they bring. I also see a future where our county invests wisely by making strategic decisions that improve infrastructure, support schools, and better the quality of life without putting additional burden on taxpayers. I believe in building a strong community, and I think the multi-purpose facility will help. I want to create a central place for events, recreation, and economic opportunities that benefit everyone. My vision is simple: a stronger, more prosperous Henderson County that works for everyone. Thank you.
The next will be Gary Ripple. Now I'll ask you the same question. What is your vision, if you're elected county mayor, what is your vision for Henderson County's future?
My vision for Henderson County's future is to have a county that the people support one another. We need to work together. This county can be the best county there is. We need to support local businesses, keep our tax dollars in Henderson County. I've lived in Henderson County all my life, and I would not want to live anywhere else. We need to better maintain our roads and our infrastructure. Get schools up to par without raising taxes. That is my vision for Henderson County.
Our next person will be Ms. Shelley Alexander. So the same question, what is your plans for the future of Henderson County? What's your vision for Henderson County?
My vision is having a county where families thrive, businesses grow and develop, people feel safe and are heard. As your mayor, I will focus on 3 priorities: public safety, economic growth, and strong schools. I will support law enforcement and first responders, encourage responsible growth along with job creation, and invest in our schools and in our youth. Our county needs, I call it an event center. I travel far and wide with some friends of mine in Waverly to show cows. That is revenue and tourism money that we're missing out on. Do I have the power to do that? No, but I will dig to find a way so that our county can bring it in without costing the taxpayers money. As mayor, I will lead with transparency, accountability, and a commitment to our community and its values. Thank you.
Now we'll hear from Robbie McCready. Sorry. What do you see your vision and your continued vision as current mayor? What do you see for your vision for the future of Henderson County?
The vision for Henderson County is a continuation of what I am now. So when I set out a set of goals several weeks ago, one of my biggest priorities were a public safety initiative. And that was something that we had been partnering with Scottsdale for about a year. Getting an EMS service station full-time in Scottsdale. So we met last week, and I've got to change my goal now because in 3 weeks we'll have a new ambulance service full-time in Scottsdale that's going to take care of the south end of the county. My vision as mayor long-term is to support our cities where our businesses are. Businesses provide a sales tax that supports our school system. So as a result, the more we do and do for our cities as a whole produces revenue in for the county. As a result, the county's sitting good right now. I want to commend my county commission for making hard decisions. Taking office, we got as low as $3.7 million in our undesignated. At the beginning of this year, because of the hard work of our commission and decisions we made, we're sitting almost at $4.5 million in our undesignated. Very proud of the work that they've done. They worked hard, and our department heads have really pushed the envelope on writing these grants and being creative and utilizing other partners around the state. So my vision is to continue the good work that we're doing, continue to prosper Henderson County, and focus on tourism. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from Jacob Feehan. And I will ask you the same question. If elected county mayor, what is your vision for Henderson County's future? Where would you like to see it go?
Absolutely. So I would say that there are two major things that we need to improve on moving forward. Number one, something that's very important, is I want to make sure that every portion of the county is treated equally. I want to make sure that whether you live in Lexington itself, or if you live in one of the smaller towns that make up Henderson County, I want your vote, I want your ideas, I want your perspectives to be taken into consideration. I think that's very important. I think it's very important that moving forward, whether you live in Sardis, Reagan, Scottsville, Wildersville, Parker's Crossroads, Blue Goose, Crucifer, wherever it is that you live, wherever it is that you work, your voice matters, your ideas matter, your perspectives matter. Something else that I think is very important is we need to bring new businesses, we need to bring new jobs into Henderson County. We have a great infrastructure in Henderson County. We have a great place where a lot of people want to bring their kids, want to go to school. But something that's very important is we need more jobs in order to make it possible for people to come to Henderson County and live their portion of the American dream. I've heard a lot of different people all throughout these past few months talking about all the different businesses that might be interested in coming to Lexington. If it's possible for some businesses to open up in places like Jackson, Parsons, and Savannah, there's absolutely no reason why we cannot also have some of those businesses. There's no reason why we can't have a Harbor Freight. There's no reason why we can't have a Lowe's or a Kroger. Bringing these places in will not only give us more options as consumers, but it will also broaden our tax base, so that we can afford more money, have more money to afford different projects such as fixing roads and improving the infrastructure of Henderson County. Thank you.
And finally, Mr. Blake Mitchell. All right, Mr. Mitchell, what is your vision? If you were elected county mayor, what is your vision for Henderson County's future? Where would you like to see it go?
My vision for Henderson County is to bring our community back together and move this county forward with smart, responsible leadership. I want Henderson County to be a place where our roads are maintained, our public buildings are cared for, our school and county assets are protected, and taxpayer money is used wisely and transparently. I mean, if you just look right there, you can see that there's water leaks on this building, and they're like that in all of our schools. I believe we can get a lot of this taken care of without any additional cost to us, but through insurance. And I have the skill set to help deliver those results. I want us to be a county that works better with our municipalities, our state representatives, and our state and federal agencies. Because we can accomplish far more together than we can apart. Too often local government becomes divided or isolated, and the people are the ones who pay the price. I also want Henderson County to be known for strong stewardship. That means protecting what we already have, planning ahead, and aggressively pursuing opportunities to improve the county through insurance recovery, grants, partnerships, and sound financial management. And finally, my vision is rooted in respect for the people. I believe in constitutional government, transparency, accountability, and protecting individual rights. Henderson County should be a place where people know their government is working for them, listening to them, and respecting them. And that's for people all across the county. It's not just for the people in the city of Lexington. It's for every small municipality and everyone in the county. So my vision is simple. Restore trust, rebuild infrastructure, strengthen relationships, and lead Henderson County in a way that is practical, constitutional, and forward-looking. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our second question, we're going to start off with Mr. Jacob Behan. In West Tennessee, a lot of counties are facing challenges. What challenges do you see for Henderson County?
Absolutely. So when I get a question like this, something that always comes to mind is what I heard a lot of the different voters say when I canvass different neighborhoods, both inside and outside of Lexington. The number one issue when I ask voters, what is the biggest problem that we need to fix here in Henderson County? The number one issue that I have heard consistently from all walks of life has been roads. Especially when you drive on some of the back roads, there are potholes that are very big, there are potholes that are very deep. That's something that's giving a lot of people cause for concern. It's something that's prevented multiple industries from coming to Henderson County. It's something that costs each and every one of us a lot of money when we ultimately have to make repairs to our vehicles because of these massive potholes. That, I believe, is the biggest problem that Henderson County has faced, is facing, and will be facing in the immediate future. I do think that we've made good strides in the proper direction to make sure that our infrastructure is being improved. However, we can always do better. We can always do more to make sure that we're living in a safe and secure environment. Something that we can do, going back to my original answer, was something that we can always do is bring more industries into Henderson County so that we have a broader tax base by which we're able to afford to pave more roads. It's very easy for somebody to say, I want my roads to be better, but it's even harder for them to do that without raising revenue, without increasing taxes. I realize that. That's a very basic, fundamental problem. I believe the best way to not raise taxes and the best way to improve our roads, which to me is the biggest problem, the best way to do that is bring new industries into Henderson County so that they will also be paying taxes, so that we will have more money to specifically dedicate to our infrastructure broadly and to our roads specifically. Thank you.
Mr. Blake Mitchell. I will ask you the same question. What challenges do you see for Henderson County now and in the future? If you're elected as county mayor, how will you address them?
Henderson County is facing several serious challenges. First, we have neglected infrastructure and public assets that will not fix themselves. Roads, highways, buildings, and long-term maintenance issues have to be addressed. The reason I still want to make clear how important it is to have leadership that understands damage, recovery, construction, and funding options. At the end of the day, these are multi-million-dollar projects that, like I said, we cannot afford. Second, we have financial limitations. The county cannot simply spend its way out of every problem. We need disciplined budgeting, better planning, and a willingness to pursue every legitimate source of recovery and assistance, including insurance, grants, partnerships, and outside funding opportunities. I've worked with our local representatives, and I know a lot of our TDOT representatives as well, and we have to be able to come together to work on these things. Like I said, we cannot do a lot of these by ourselves. There's municipal agreements with TDOT that can help us obtain funding in our municipalities to fix state roads within them. At the end of the day, if we don't pursue these options, we're going to continue to have infrastructure that is failing, and that is costing us all. Third, we need to restore and strengthen relationships. Henderson County should have productive working relationships with local municipalities, our legislative delegation, and state and federal agencies. When those relationships are weak, the county loses opportunities. And fourth, I believe one of the biggest challenges is restoring public trust. People want transparent, competent leadership. They want officials who will listen, respect their rights, and put the public first. The good news is these challenges can be addressed with the right leadership. I have the education, experience, and practical background to help Henderson County face these challenges head on and turn them into opportunities.
Mr. Robbie Freeman. What challenges do you see facing Henderson County now and in the future?
So the challenges we currently face and have faced for a while now is funding. Funding takes, we have to have funding for roadways, we have to have funding for take care of the jail. So we got to be creative and understand what our funding sources are. We got to dive into the budget. Give you an example. I know we got a short time. We have a victim assessment fee that funds Carl Perkins. It's $45 on a victim assessment fee. Hasn't been touched since 2006. I rewrote the legislation this year, it's going through the House right now, of bringing that up to $125, where we can take our general fund monies, instead of paying nonprofits, the people who are committing crimes are paying the fees. So we would release about 60 grand or better in our budgets where we can do small projects. So we got to identify the budget, the revenue streams, and work with our legislators and write good bills that support our community. Thank you.
Mr. Gary Ripple. I will ask you the same question. If you're an elected county mayor, what challenges do you see for Henderson County now and in its future?
One of the biggest challenges I see is, from what I understand, almost every county school has got a leaking roof. He pointed that out. And the insurance isn't gonna pay for it because they got flat roofs and they didn't plan that. And from what I understand, the plan is to fix one roof a year. That's not gonna work. We have to fix these leaking roofs. We're gonna have mold all in the schools, and damage is gonna get worse. That's the biggest issue, plus other ones. And I know it's gonna need some funding to do this stuff, but we have to fix these schools. We cannot let these school buildings leak. We don't need to raise taxes, but in 2023, everybody's property was reappraised. And I know mine went up $200 that year. And the property went up 2023, it was same in 2024, and same in 2025. I'm just wondering why we couldn't have used some of that money to fix roads and to put it in our school system. I just don't know what we did with that money. And I'm not accusing anybody, maybe I don't understand, but I went to the courthouse and asked them that question, and I couldn't get an answer. They said, you don't understand. So, that's the only thing I'm questioning, but we need to fix those schools this early. Thank you.
Equalization rate.
Mr. Darren McDaniel. You're going to get the same question. What is your vision for Henderson County now and its future if you're elected county mayor?
One of the biggest challenges we face is low wages and limited job growth. Too many families are stretched too thin. They are working hard and still struggling to make ends meet. That's not realistic, and it's something that I will address. We also face the challenge of keeping our younger generation here. Without strong job opportunities, many feel that they have to leave to be successful. That's a loss, not just for our families, but for our future of our county. Another challenge is making sure we all use our resources wisely. With rising costs everywhere, we cannot afford to waste our taxpayer money or rely on raising taxes to solve problems. We need leadership that focuses on solutions and bringing better jobs, supporting working families, and making smart financial decisions. That benefits everybody in Henderson County. Thank you.
Ms. Shelley Alexander. What is your vision for the future of Henderson County as if you're elected county mayor? What do you see happening?
I answered that.
Yeah?
That was the first.
Oh, sorry. My fault. What are the challenges you see for the future of Henderson County if you're elected mayor?
The challenges I see that we have currently are the division and the separation within local governmental agencies. Not saying who's at fault, but I think it's very important for us as taxpayers and as a community that all agencies work together. I can agree to disagree with anyone. And I'm a firm, strong-minded woman. I'm not always right. Pops will disagree with that. But I will always stand up for what's right. In saying that, one of the largest challenges is our kids have nothing to do. When I was growing up, not so long ago, we had a bowling alley, we had a skating ring, we had gospel singings at the community center. We got Man in a Row and a bar. What do you want our kids to do? That's why our sheriff's department and our LPD officers are so busy. Our kids are bored. They don't even color and play cards anymore. They stare at that phone and they're going to be the ones filling up these bars. I want to see a change. I want to go back to the basics. I would love to sit somewhere and hear the laborers again. Hear Blaine Beller, my guy at the event center. That's what I got, that's what I see, and that's what I hope to change. Not just for me and my little monsters, for you all. Thank you.
We're going to take our final break. Come back with the question 3 and also the closing statements.
The movie's called Old School. Will Ferrell's in it, Vince Vaughn. Luke Wilson. They're living in a fraternity house and partying and stuff. And crazy story anyway. They try to shut down the fraternity, close the house down and all this stuff. So they bring in the dean of the school is trying to get them shut down. So they end up finding a thing in the rule book for them to save their house. They could challenge, and they do it like a decathlon and all kind of stuff. But then they have no debate. They bring in James Carver. So they're answering the question. The moderator, James Carver, is against them. He's on one side, they're on the other side. The moderator asked the question. Will Ferrell give this answer. And it sounds just perfect. But the moderator then he said, I think you're all dumber after hearing that. And it had nothing to do with it, and you're awarded no points. I'm feeling that way quite a bit right now.
Was James Carville really in the
He did a movie, yeah, and he played himself. Raging Cajun. He gives the Cajuns a bad name. He ain't a Coonaz.
He's Bill Clinton elected him.
He ain't after that. I wish I had my glasses. I can't read half these comments.
I'd like to see and Kennedy.
That would be pretty cool for the two dances to do. I keep forgetting we got this here on live. You really got to listen and read through the fluff. Certainly hear it.
Okay, we're going now to the random question round. If everybody would take their seats. And this is going to go in a bit of a random order. Shelley, I gotta ask you to come back up. So Ms. Shelley Alexander is going to get the first random question. Do you have any thoughts on building regulations, and what would you like to see changed in those?
So currently, there are state regulations that we would have to, that we currently have to follow. So if I build a house, my husband wires it, we have to get a service release, a rough-in, and a final. The state has things in place already that we must follow. Do I think we should hire someone else for $90,000 to tell me what I can put on my land? No, sir. And that is my final answer. That's it.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Gary Ritter. Mr. Ripple, my question to you is, what is your stance on taxes?
I didn't.
What is your stance on taxes?
On tax?
Yes, sir.
My stand on taxes is, we don't need to raise land taxes. Absolutely, am I against land taxes. When you travel around the county, you hear a lot of griping about the land taxes they're having to pay, and where the money's going. So, like I said, where's the money? So, I mean, that's all I can say about land taxes. I am absolutely against raising land taxes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Darren McGann. I'm going to ask you this kind of same question, but I'll put a bit of a twist to it. We keep hearing about property taxes going up. And my question is to you, is it because the tax rate's going up, or is it because the house appraisal's going up? Because if we're not raising the rate on the taxes and it's the house appraisal, how do we address taxes going up?
Well, the state sets the appraisal tax every so many years, and there's nothing the county can do about it. Well, that just basically says that your house, instead of being worth $100,000, now it's worth $125,000. It's still the same tax rate, you know, as what the county sets it. That's basically what the tax rate is. So the tax rate stays the same, just the state says your house is just worth more now.
And is there anything as county mayor that you can do to address that? Is there anything you can do?
I can argue with the state with it. That's basically what we can do. We can argue about it, saying the value is not worth it because the banks, they're not going to loan you the money on it just because they said it's going to raise the the value of the house. But we can do what we can do. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jacob. You mentioned a lot about having road improvements. What, do you have a plan that will improve the roads without creating without raising the taxes on the citizens? Do you have a plan?
Absolutely. So I began this original conversation by saying I am a lifelong conservative and I want to stick to those principles. Part of being a conservative means we cannot raise taxes. We have to do everything within our power to make sure that as much money as you make, you should be able to keep as much of your paycheck as humanly possible. Because ultimately, you can spend your money significantly better than Nashville, significantly better than Washington, and even better than Lexington can. So ultimately, you deserve to be able to keep as much of your paycheck as possible. That being said, the best thing that we can do in order to get more money, in order to raise more revenue, the best thing that we can do is bring more businesses, bring more industry, bring more people into the county. Ultimately, the best way of doing that is by reaching out to different industries and selling ourselves, marketing ourselves, reaching out to different corporations and different industries and telling them, hey, Lexington, Tennessee, Scottsdale, Tennessee, Parker's Crossroads, this would be a great place for you to open up this business or that business. Ultimately, it's a competition between us and the surrounding counties to make sure that we are marketing ourselves to these different businesses. Because ultimately, if they don't want to open up a business in Henderson County, they don't have to. They can go to Decatur County, Carroll County, Hardin County. They can go to one of the surrounding counties and try to get a better deal from them. That's why we have to make ourselves as pro-business and specifically as pro-opportunity as we possibly can. To me, that's the best way. That's how America itself became an industrial powerhouse, and that's how Lexington and Henderson County broadly can become a powerhouse in terms of industry and jobs as well. Thank you.
Mr. Robbie McCready. We've heard a lot about recruiting business. How do you see, what can Henderson County do to recruit business, bring it in, and what is its selling value to a corporation looking to locate in Tennessee?
I got 2 minutes. All right. So Henderson County is how we work with this with the Economic Community Development Board with the state. We work with our Industrial Development Board, and what they look at is several items. One place that we're struggling in Henderson County is housing. So when the industry comes in, they're looking at what our labor shed is. If we have a labor shed of 200 people and this plant's wanting to put 600 there, this is going to cause a conflict as far as what we bring here in Henderson County. Our industrial park is site ready. It's the only site in the state that's site ready where we have things in place, sewer, water, electric. We work with TVA to provide these items, right? So we work with, that's not any better either.
No, I think maybe
You loud enough, come on.
walk away.
All right. So what we have to do is work with these. We've got the infrastructure in place, and when we look at bringing businesses to Henderson County, it's a gauntlet of information we have to do. Okay, so ECD comes in, and when ECD comes in, they do community surveys. Okay, so as a county mayor, we don't have a lot of stroke because we don't manage utilities, we don't manage the industrial park. Okay, so the Industrial Development Board is their key person. But as county mayor, what we do is foster the relationships. I'm gonna take my time with my comments, but foster them relationships and then build on that. But counties have the ability to provide housing through tax incentives that are given by the state, which are called TIFs, tax increment financing. That's where they prepay infrastructure, and we won't house them here because what that does is sales tax is how we fund our school system. School system's how we're funded, and sales tax takes care of that. So, and more houses come is how we bring up our road conditions because they use petroleum tax. And that's how our highway department's funded, other than the $200,000 we give them out of property tax. Thank you.
I think we figured out the problem. That, my mic I had need to go over there and this mic needs to come over here. So we figured out the problem. All right, Blake Mitchell. The question I'm going to ask you is not only unique to Henderson County, but it's for every county that has two types of government system, a city and a county. We have it in Madison County, and there's always something going on. How important is it for the county government and the city government to work together, and how would you accomplish this?
It's extremely important for us to work together. Like I've said before, we can accomplish far more together than we can individually. This is especially true with our small municipalities in the south end of the county and in the north end of the county. They don't have the local funding a lot of times to do these projects, and so us as a county need to work together to accomplish these things. One thing the previous said was the ambulance service down in the south. I appreciate you taking that on. Obviously, that's a big thing for them. They needed that for a while. And it's not only working with our municipalities, but a lot of our larger industries here. Brayden Health Corporation is one of the ones that own our local hospital, and they own the hospital in Parsons. And I'm hopeful that they kick in for that ambulance service. Working together, we have a tremendous amount of opportunity. But if we continue to be siloed off, it makes things incredibly difficult because if we don't have the funding, we're a smaller community, and so we need to partner together to accomplish a lot of these things. And with the city of Lexington, owning the utility corporations around here, we have to work together to accomplish these tasks. If we don't work together, we're essentially fighting each other, or we're not in sync, and that causes difficulties from a timing perspective and from a funding perspective. And so that's why I believe heavily in working together, having roundtable communication, working with not only, like I said, our local municipalities that we're talking about, but also with our state and federal agencies and delegated legislators. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that can bring us funding grants, and we can work together to accomplish a lot of the tasks that we need to. Thank you.
All right, we're going to have our closing statements, and we're going to go by how they appear on the ballot. Do we need to take a break? We do? We need to take a 1-minute break then, and we'll be right back.
Yes, we realize we can be heard on the mic. Yes, we understand it's a hot mic, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, trust me, you'll hear from us tomorrow when we do a recap of it. But we're not going to pause the video every single time, because then we'd have to stop it and start it and stop it and start it. Do what?
I thought I was going to give me a softball question like the rest of them. Yeah, they gave it and I'm afraid to help work on it, to be honest. But that's one of the ones I reached out to and you take a lot of us, and you're the one in the hospital. If Parsons is almost back up and running, obviously they've had to actually do it was a wood frame structure. And most of the commercial industrial buildings are steel frame and studded.
We're ready to go. All right. I'm getting the signal back there. So our closing statements will be 3 minutes. Ms. Shelley Alexander will start.
I would like to start off by just saying thank you to everyone who has come out, participated, I wish everyone the best in every campaign. And thank y'all for putting it on and for your time, Pastor. One thing about me is I follow the strict mental rules I put in myself. And in the words of General Patton, courage is only fear that lasted a minute longer. I'm a proud mother, grandmother, wife, sister, and friend. Every decision that I make as county mayor will be guided by one question. Will this make Henderson County stronger for our children and grandchildren? Our county deserves leadership that listens, leads with integrity, and takes action. I promise to work every day with courage, transparency, and determination to serve this community that I love. With me as your mayor, we can honor our past, strengthen our present, and secure a brighter future. With that said, I would be honored to not only have your support to be the next county mayor, but I would love to have your vote. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Our next person will be Jacob Freeman. Excuse me, female.
I began this evening by laying out the set of principles that I believe everybody in leadership needs and that everybody in leadership needs to stick to. That's exactly what I'm going to do as your next county mayor. I do want to begin also by just saying, once again, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be speaking to you all this evening. I'm thankful for the fact that you guys were willing to take some of your time out of your Wednesday evenings to spend time listening to what your future county mayor and to what your future sheriff has to say. I think that's very important. I think it's very important that all citizens, whether people are watching at home or whether people are here, no matter where they are, it's very important for all of us to be well informed and to understand what's going on in the world around us. When you're looking at the list of names that are on the ballot, when you're ultimately deciding who it is that you need to vote for, I hope that you remember the name Jacob Feehan, because more than anything, I love Henderson County. And more importantly than loving Henderson County, I love the people of Henderson County. This is the place where I have lived for as long as I can remember. This is the place where my family is. This is the place that I want to help. I want to contribute in a meaningful and measurable way. That's what has inspired me to go into ministry as a pastor. That's what's inspired me to be a public school teacher, teaching English and history down at Scottsville High School. That's what's inspired everything that I've tried to do in my life. I'm not perfect, but if you show me a perfect person, I'll show you a liar. Ultimately, everybody has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But I will be open, I will be honest about my shortcomings, and I will do everything that I can, drawing from every fiber of strength, drawing from every source of inspiration, speaking to as many people as possible, and more importantly, listening to as many people as possible, in order to properly understand what we can do to make Henderson County a better place for all people, not just for the current generations that are here and now, but for the future generations that are to come. Anytime we make a decision, anytime we cast a ballot, we should always wonder to ourselves, who is this going to impact? And how is it going to impact the people that are to come? The people that are going to be the voters in the decades that are to follow. We should always be future-minded, we should always be future-focused, and we should never forget about any voice that is here in Henderson County. I promise to do that as your county mayor. I thank you all for your encouragement. I thank you for your time. I hope that everybody has a blessed evening. Thank you.
The next will be Robbie McCready.
It's been an honor to serve Henderson County as the county mayor for the past 4 years. It's not been an easy job. Some days I could not stand it. But it's one of the greatest honors of my life is the decision process it's not always fun. It's not always equal in some ways. You gotta do what's right for the entire county as a whole. My priorities moving forward, public safety. I told you about the EMS expansion on South End County. That's gonna save real lives. We worked on that for a year. Countywide radio upgrades for our law enforcement officers. They've been begging for it. They got places they can't talk inside our county. It's unsafe. Roads and infrastructure. I have a resurfacing plan. I have a way to pay for it without raising taxes. The way you currently pay right now. Start out with collective roads, with the secondary roads and move on. Equipment replacement plan for our highway department. Solid waste and repave all our centers where we have something to be proud of. The new compactors, take care of our equipment. And the one I'm enjoying the most is I've learned through government efficiency, called the resolution committee. Any resolution that goes before the county commission goes before a small committee first to make sure that it's good legislation and it's not being forced on the people and we slow government down. I learned that in my first term. Financial leadership, we have an excellent finance department. I'm proud to be a part of. Megan Binion and her team does a phenomenal job. Megan, thank you for supporting me these 4 years, whether I'm reelected or not. Thank you. We're strong with a $4.49 million reserve fund in our own designated. It's because of hard work, being conservative, and our county employees are the ones that thank. They will like higher pay, they will like better benefits if they show up every day and work for Henderson County because they love Henderson County. I focus on results, not politics, and not noise. We put ourselves in a position to invest without raising taxes, and we've done that all while taking care of Henderson County as a whole with continued improvements. Westover Park, very proud for District 2. The community, now we have community access to parks on all 4 corners of the county. We're partnering with our cities. We're also redoing our library, complete reconstruction of it, complete gut, offering telehealth services. Was that my bill?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Telehealth services, state-of-the-art facility that we hadn't touched since the 90s. I remember reading it in the paper when it came on. I'm asking for your continued support. I'm asking for your vote for Henderson County Mayor. I have a plan, I have experience, and I have the leadership. I just don't play politics. So thank you for your time.
We need to take another break. I'll keep going. All right, here we go. Darren McDaniel.
Henderson County is full of hardworking men and women who deserve strong leadership and real results. I'm committed to bringing better jobs to our town, making efficient use of taxpayer dollars, and standing firm against raising taxes. I believe we can grow our county without placing more burden on the families who are already doing their best to get by. I also believe in investing in our future, whether that's through economic development, community spaces like a multi-purpose facility, or opportunities to keep our hardworking people in Henderson County. Now, as county mayor candidate, I'm not going to stand here and promise things I cannot deliver, but I will tell you, I'm going to move Henderson County forward. First, I'm going to bring the right people to sit at the same table, such as business leaders, our schools, workforce training. We must work together instead of separately. Second, we're going to take a hard look at what we already have, like our land, our workforce, opportunities to start actively partnering with the state to recruit industries that fit Henderson County. And third, I'm going to make sure county government is part of the solution by improving coordination and making it easier for businesses to grow here. I understand this isn't a set it and forget it job. I will stay visible and accountable. I will have open communication, show real progress, not just talking about it. If it's not working, then we'll adjust. We can turn the county around overnight, but we can absolutely change its direction. That starts with leadership that shows up and brings people together. That's how I'll do it. I want Henderson County to become a place where people build a future. I would be honored to earn your support and your vote. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.
Mr. Gary Ritter.
There's a lot of words been said here tonight, but what it really comes down to, who do you trust? I have handed out over 2,000 cards to people across this county trying to get elected. My cell phone number is on the back of every one of those cards. I'm going to be available. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be a mayor that will be there full time. I'll show up for work every day. And when it comes down to who wins this election, it's who do you trust?
Finally, Mr. Blake Mitchell.
I want to say thank y'all again for having us all out and allowing us the opportunity to do this. Tonight you've heard a lot of ideas, challenges, and plans, and I want to leave you with this. Henderson County needs leadership that is prepared, principled, and ready to go to work. I'm fiscally conservative. I believe that government is supposed to be limited. It's not supposed to be involved in their everyday life. And you also look at who is capable of providing results, real results. Henderson County needs somebody that is prepared, principled, and ready to go to work. I bring a background in accounting, economics, supply chain marketing, law, construction, and large office consulting. I can get these roofs repaired through insurance. I know that they have been denied, but it's part of insurance's plan. I've worked in more than 20 different states with insurance companies. This is their MO. And at the end of the day, we can push back and we can get a lot of these systems purchased. And that would be a tremendous thing if I was successful in that. And I've been trying to pursue that right now. So I went to the county school boards, I went to the city school board, because this is something that we have to do. Our kids deserve a place that is free from rain falling in, from mold, and this is something that we have to get done, and this is a prime opportunity. I've worked with major companies, handled complex problems, and developed the skills needed to protect assets, manage risk, and pursue real solutions. But this campaign is about more than qualifications. It's about what kind of government we want. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the rights of the people. I believe public officials should be accountable, transparent, and committed to serving the public, not themselves. My cell phone number is plastered everywhere. It's on my cards that I hand out. If you can call me, I will answer the phone. I will get back with you. I will work for you. I also believe Henderson County can do better. We can repair and protect our infrastructure. We can strengthen relationships with our cities, our representatives, and our agencies. We can pursue funding, recovery, and opportunity more effectively, and we can bring this community back together. I'm running because I believe Henderson County deserves leadership that is confident, courageous, and committed to results. If you want someone who can understand the numbers, read the contracts, protect the people's interests, advocate for this county, and work to move Henderson County forward, then I ask for your support, and I'd be honored to serve you. Thank you. God bless.
Again, if you get a chance, please thank the Lexington Progress and Lexington Broadcasting for the time they've done and put this together. Thank the candidates for coming out. Let's remember one thing. We are the shining example of God's kingdom. We can agree to disagree. We can have different views. We can have different opinions. But let's remember, we still love each other, walk with each other, pray with each other, laugh with each other, cry with each other, and we live in this county. You live in this county together. So after tonight, we Like I said, we can have disagreements, but let's keep it civil, loving, and for the glory of God. Let us pray as we live. Our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for the time to come together to share in this community. These people love this community and they want to serve. Lord, we ask that you guide each candidate, put your hand of wisdom upon them, put your hand of love and grace upon the residents of this county as we move forward. We move forward for the county, for the children, for the people who live here, and for the churches that are the kingdom. Because the kingdom is not inside those churches, it's out in the community. Lord, guide us and direct us as we move forward, as we shine as Henderson County. Lord, we ask this all in your Son's name. Amen. Have a great evening and happy Easter.